Hello, doctor. I'm Gaurav Jajodia from Jayabalaji Indura 101, and today we have Dr. Rahul Jain with us. And we all understand that we all need to have a very healthy lifestyle, and we look forward for the same always. But we also get stuck with the lifestyle diseases. So today we are going to discuss with some of these diseases like obesity, diabetes. Dr. Saab, why don't you guide us as to how can we have a better lifestyle, and what are your comments on these lifestyle diseases?
Well, lifestyle diseases are very common and they happen because of civilization, the fact that we are exercising very little and we are eating very calorie dense food, and a combination of stress and modern urban life, along with the diet I mentioned, and of course, our genetics, Indian genes, we are prone to develop a lot of diseases like type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, heart disease, high cholesterol. In women, we see a lot of polycystic ovarian disease, infertility as a result of polycystic ovarian disease, fatty liver, cirrhosis. So this all falls under the umbrella of non-communicable disease or lifestyle disease.
Okay.
And this has this is almost a universal phenomenon. If you look at 10 people sitting in a room, at least 4 or 5 people will be having metabolic risk factors for lifestyle disease. Some people get diabetes first, and some people get high blood pressure first. Some people have the first symptom with the heart attack or stroke. And when we work up these patients, we find that they have diabetes and high cholesterol and blood pressure. So they come as a package.
Okay. So, sir, what's your take on this? Like, how should one start interacting and being conscious on these diseases, and what are the remedies, or what are the steps would you'd recommend initially?
Okay, the remedies which are very amenable and which are easy to do for persons who are at risk of developing lifestyle diseases. Basically, you have to exercise daily. You
Yes,
have to keep your
always.
weight under strict control. Try not to gorge on too much fast food and cold drinks and colas and pizzas and burgers, but try to eat home cooked food. Carry your tiffin like a schoolboy and plan your meals just like you plan your weekends. You plan get-togethers with the family, with cousins and friends. Also plan your meals, because meal planning is an important part of day planning.
Mhm.
So unless you have nutrition, you cannot work. See, the adage or the analogy here is that if you want to drive a car, a Formula One sports car, you can't put kerosene in the car and drive it. You have
Yeah,
to put
obviously,
good
obviously.
quality, you have to put good quality petrol. So the problem with us is that we have been blessed with a very good quality automobile engine.
Hmm.
Somebody is a Lamborghini, somebody has a Porsche, somebody has a Ferrari, and we try to put all garbage inside. We want to put kerosene and drive the vehicle, so the engine will get spoilt. Which
Okay.
is why it
Yeah.
is very important to put the right kind of fuel. The right kind of fuel, I mean milk,
Hmm.
whole grains, whole pulses, green leafy vegetables, salads, uh, avoidance of food like, for example, chips and colas and burgers and pizzas and processed food, refined grains, and sugary and salty drinks and snacks. So these are the difference between kerosene and petrol is very easy.
Yes.
Good quality food is petrol, which makes your engine strong,
Yeah.
and poor quality kerosene is fast food, which makes your engine weak and the engine breaks down.
Okay, but sir, we all are very stuck into everything which you have mentioned. Like it becomes very difficult to think also that we are going to survive without these chips, colas, burgers, and pizzas. So how can our generation understand that there has to be a limitation to each and everything? But we are, I think, getting on and on to these fast food delivery aspects, because they have become
Correct.
so easy that we are all getting more and more into, having fast food, because they are now being delivered more faster than what it was, with a lot of variety.
Correct.
So, how can we get
Correct.
overcome this? Because we are not understanding
Uh,
it at this point of time, but I'm sure by the time we realize, it will be too late.
yes, correct. You have a very important point there. You see, everything comes with practice. So, if anyone is sitting in the audience, any random person, I challenge you, you pick up a violin and you practice it for 1 year. After 1 year, you'll be able to play, lovely songs. If you practice every day 1 hour, you'll become a very good violinist. Of
Yeah.
course, to become an expert, you'll need a lifetime. Or if you practice, for example, boxing, or
Hmm.
practice karate, taekwondo, practice painting, anything you want, you can become an expert. So if you practice mindful eating, and if you practice healthy eating, and if you practice counting calories, and if you practice reading labels on food, articles, you will become an expert. आप जो चीज प्रैक्टिस करेंगे उसमें आप माहिर हो जाएंगे. आप यू वांट टू बिकम अ वेरी गुड Formula 1 driver, you get up in the morning 5 a.m. and you go and start your day on the racetrack and think about it the whole day, you'll become an expert. So
Yes.
whatever we practice, you see, one of the good things about having a discipline, when you have a very small sapling, you plant a small seed, and every day you put a little water, a
Yes.
little more water, a little more water every day, so the roots start growing towards the soil. After 3-4 months of watering that sapling, you don't have to water it anymore,
Hmm.
because the roots are so deep seated, they now suck the groundwater. It becomes a part of your system. So you have to water, you have to nurture a habit. It has to be it starts with a practice, then it becomes a hobby, then it becomes a pastime, and in some time it becomes your second self. It becomes your part of your discipline. So आप सवेरे उठते हैं, you drink a cup of tea in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Or you read the newspaper.
Hmm.
Some point of time you must have started. I'm sure when we were born, at least I wasn't born literate. I was born completely
Obviously.
illiterate. I could not read or write or anything. But I learned how to do it, isn't it? So if you practice it, and whatever you practice, you become good at. So and lifestyle is a matter of practice, whether it's exercising or mindful eating, or controlling your body weight, or
Hmm.
disciplining yourself not to eat this food or that food, or this beverage or that beverage. See,
Yes.
none of the audience, I don't want you to get a A++ in moral science. So I'm not saying you stop drinking and you stop smoking and you stop ordering your food from these, app aggregators on your from your mobile phone. But do mindful eating, man, at
Hmm.
least as much as you can.
Yes, so we get a very interesting tip from Dr. Jain as to healthy eating and working out on a regular basis is really very, very important. And one more thing which is coming up, and obviously we have had a discussion on heart
The line
attacks
is getting
and
cut.
heart diseases last in our last uh, talk. But sir, can you tell us something about diabetes? Like, many people are diabetic and they also want to come forward, but due to some constraint or the other, because their body is not equipped to take up the exercises in certain ways, so this becomes again a very challenging aspect for diabetic
Yes,
people. They want to, but
yes,
they are not capable of taking things forward, because they are already, they get blackouts if they work out more, or their sugar levels fall
yes,
or increase in any of these
yes,
cases. So any
yes.
particular
You're
tip for
correct.
diabetes, because it's a very common disease and most of our
Correct.
viewers will be having this issue.
Okay, so very good question you have. See, basically, diabetes is associated with lot of problems which hinder a person's ability to exercise. Some of these may include retinopathy, that is weak vision. Some
Yes.
people can have, peripheral vascular disease or foot ulcers or foot, non-healing wounds. So obviously they can't, you can't, ask them to, run or to jog. And many people also have concomitant cardiovascular disease, and persons with cardiovascular disease have to be very careful. Before you exercise, you have to take the permission of your cardiologist and exercise. Everyone, can't become lovely. He's got a can't become Samir Banut or other. There's a lovely post saying like this, that good the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, and the wisdom to know the difference between the two. So whatever you can change for the better, change it for the better. There are things you cannot change for the better. For example, if you can't exercise, you can't exercise, but make that sincere effort. Make that effort to get up in the morning, put on your smart, Nike shoes, and wear a lovely, white outfit, and go and go for your walk. The chances are you'll feel you'll meet a lot of beautiful women who are also doing morning walks.
Yeah,
So that's
sure.
an added advantage, isn't it?
Yes.
So there's always a plus to life. Let's take life, whatever you can get in life, you go for it. If you can exercise, exercise. If you find that walking or running is not your type, play football, swim, play squash, play badminton, table tennis, whatever you can. Any activity is good activity, provided you don't have a pre-existing cardiovascular condition. So, and of course, there are there will be people who will not tolerate this kind of exercise or that kind of
Mm.
exercise. Get in touch with your medical practitioner and just put on your running shoes and start your day in a very positive way.
Yes, sir. So it was really very nice talking to you, sir. We got good tips and a good lifestyle review. So I would really like to thank you from all our viewers for such a nice takeaways which you have given all of us. And I'm sure our viewers will look forward for a healthy lifestyle from here onwards after listening you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Jai
Thank
Hind.
Jai Hind, sir.